What are the biggest takeaways from Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals? Thunder doing it on the defensive and offensive side, getting the big win at the crib.
I hope Rudy show up.
Sacre blue.
Because if not, then he can go sit down. I know we was up here talking about Mike Conley, not trying to, if Mike Conley should play or not, but it looked like Mike Conley should definitely be out there. They fell into the one-on-one a lot in the second half. That's when the game kind of got away from them. But SGA, man, he's just going to keep putting the pressure on. They're just going to keep, regardless if his shot is falling from 12 to 15 foot, he's going to keep attacking, keep getting to that rim. And them young boys, man, they just kept going at him. Chet was playing big. Yeah, man, they just look good. I feel like it's more pressure on the 23-year-old kid, in Minnesota, just because he said he's the best and he's calling out people, so he's gonna have to show up.
Anthony Edwards leading the Wolves second straight Western Conference Finals. You said more pressure on Ant-Man than the likely MVP of the league this season, SGA, who's on the top team in the NBA.
Yeah, that's fine, but he ain't talking. He just, if you're talking, you're gonna have it's more pressure on you.
You say you're the best, you got to prove that you're the best when it matters. Okay, let's move over to this side, Sonny. What were your biggest takeaways from Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals? Keep it activated.
Yeah, it's kind of dry. Oh, man, so much to unpack here. Let's see. First, let's talk about OKC's scheme to load up on Ant-Man every time it's just the ball. Switch on everybody, load up. Take away his options to penetrate the lane and force him into being a jump shooter. And then you look at the intangibles and the other pieces on the Wolves who really didn't show up to do anything. Jaden McDaniels, he's trying to figure out how to play defense on a guy. And you're looking at a scheme on the other side as your Ant-Man, and you're like, okay, what do? I got two on me all the time. And we got a good core defensive guys on the other side that really understand what I'm doing over here. And it's just me. So he had to regulate trying to get the ball up and get the other guys involved, and it didn't work. But the other side is I see that Minnesota's reluctancy to try to guard Shea is weird because you don't know how to guard him, they're going to call a foul. So as a defender, you're trying to figure out what move is he going to make. Is he going to try to flail and get the call, or is he going to go and play ball? And that's the middle ground that the defenders like them. They didn't have a scheme. They played them straight up. Play them straight up. We ain't going to load up. We ain't going to do none of that. We just play them straight up. And then when they had to go zone, it's because they got in foul trouble. It's like scrambling. You can't put Rudy out there. You can't do certain things. And it gets ugly at that point. And I think I like OKC's willingness to push the lead up once they got a lead and kept it. That was good for them.
Yeah, I think Gobert picked up 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the game. Was pretty ineffective for the rest of the game. But Gil, when you look at OKC Thunder getting the win at home, just beat the Nuggets Game 7 2 days earlier, came back-to-back 25-point-plus wins. What are you seeing from this Thunder squad right now?
I mean, they're very good. They have this weird high level of experience from a group that's not experienced. They play very well with each other. That's one thing that they do have over Wolves. Wolves made the trade, and they're still trying to figure out how their offense really works. When this group is, they have everything dialed in. Everyone knows exactly what they're supposed to do out there: when, where, how. So they are really the more mature team when it comes to how they play the game. They don't settle. The guys that are attackers attack, right? They don't do anything outside of what they can do, and that's the advantage that they have against the Wolves. Wolves are still trying to figure out who they are, what they do best, what they like, where they like it. You have 3 guys in the starting lineup on the Wolves that really don't bring any offense, which makes it easier, right? You're talking about Conley, who has to be more of a spot-up guy when he's used to manipulating the defense. Rudy can't give you shit outside of, 2 feet.
Nothing.
And then McDaniels is a corner guy who don't dribble very much so he has to wait for the ball to be, in tune with this offense. So then it's just one-on-one with Randall, one-on-one with, Ant-Man. So, they're easily guardable if you can contain Ant-Man and we're going to load up on you, keep you out of the paint, passing to the guys who don't create for themselves. But, when it comes to just the overall defense, Rudy is probably the most important player for the Wolves because he's the only one who's supposed to be 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, this all-world defensive guy. You're the guy that is the person that's supposed to stop these two from coming in here. So if you're not smart enough to stay on the floor, then those trophies are meaningless to us right now. Because they're coming here. They're coming in this lane. This is where they want to come. So you now have to put all 4 years of trophies together and become excellent. This is not a team that's chucking threes. They don't give a fuck about no threes like that unless they have to. Other than that, they want that paint. They're challenging you. They're coming in there. They're going to get you jumping, throwing it off. They're going to dip it off to their big man. So you got to be able to play fake it here. You like this is your series.
They throwing lobs and shit.
Right? They're coming to you. They're not going to do anything else. So you got to know what shots to jump for because if you jump wrong and you don't get that block, weak side rebound goes to the 7-footers back there. Right? So it's a game where if Rudy, everything that you've been, your Hall of Fame career lies on this series. Next series, this series right here because these guys want to go to that rim.
So you talk about Thunder, only took 21 threes in the game, but 11 for 21, shot 52% from deep, 54 points in the paint in the game. So nearly half their points came in the paint in this matchup.
I mean, that's where they're coming. So if he gets 2 foul troubles and he's out of the game, who's back there? Who's back there jump? Both of your guys are non-athletic like that. Like it's not like Julius got a fucking 40-inch vertical and Nas Reed is sitting there with 40-inch vertical. You got guys that they don't feel as a threat when they come into the lane.
And Williams is on the attack.
Huh?
And Williams is on the attack.
Yeah, the most athletic person is fucking Ant-Man on the team.
They on the attack.
I mean, what's can do his own the defensive player. Daniel, he has his matchup. He can reach and still challenge Shea at the rim. So he's more one-on-one contained defensively, but he's still going to need some help.
So Ant-Man was averaging nearly 27 points per game heading into the conference finals, held to 18 points in game 1 while attempting just 13 shots. He had this to say about what he needs to do on the offensive end.
I definitely got to shoot more. I only took 13 fucking shots, but I'll say probably just get off the ball a little more, play without the ball. I think that'll be the answer because playing on the ball, they're just going to double and sit in the gaps all day. So got to go watch some film and pick it apart. We'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. Oh, well.
So you heard Ant-Man say it himself, Shaw. Do you agree
There it is.
with Ant-Man saying? They pack the paint, clogging.
If you're watching the game, you see where his hesitancy lies. He's trying to read what they're doing. And we watched the game, we analyzed, we seen the first 5 minutes what they was doing. And they were switching on everybody else, loading up on him. And it made it look like a matchup zone. He was trying to read it, figure out where to get his attacking angles from. Finch has the whole offense up at the top of the key, so they don't got no real down screens, no underneath actions. Everything's at the top, so it's easy to switch and load up. So he's going to have to figure out where, if off the ball he plays, where he going to get the ball off the ball. If they're just going to load up and switch everything anyway, it's going to be difficult. You're going to need Julius Randle to say today at this point. I think he's going to be the one guy that, like he did in the first half, he showed up early. He got their momentum early. They up 4 by half, but he can't disappear in the second half. We got to figure out what that was and make a correction.
You heard what Ant-Man said. Well, what do the Wolves need to do to help Ant better take advantage of the Thunder's defense?
Go back to early 2000, man.
Early 2000 basketball, like the Thunder are doing, 21 three-point attempts to the Wolves' 51.
Who on your team is a threat for us to actually not double you on? Right? You're sitting there trying to do pick and rolls with everyone we're going to double you off of. So go back to early 2000 where the 2 best players play pick and roll. I'm not going to double you off of Julius. The fuck? You do a pick and roll with Randall, and I try to W, I throw it back to Randall. Randall's by himself. Right? And then you gotta over-rotate with somebody that you didn't plan on rotating from because that's not just your game plan. So the fact that you think you can set a pick and roll with Conley and we're not going to double. We want Conley to shoot a whole bunch of shots. We want Rudy. We want you to throw it to Rudy. Rudy go in there and try to Euro step from the three-point line and turn around, throw it behind his. Like, I don't know what the fuck kind of basketball he plays when he gets the ball, but what do you think is going to happen when they double that? So the only thing that you could do with their defense is a pick and roll with Randall. He's going to pop just like Denver does when they get to the fourth quarter. The same two people are pick and rolling. How are you going to play? You're going to hard show, you're going to switch it. Now you're switching. Now Randall has, a smaller guy on him. You should be playing the two-man game. If not, what you going to do? Be DiVincenzo now? So you can get all those shots because he took 14 shots and you think like, God damn, these side niggas took all these shots. I need to get those shots because they doubling me. I'm giving it up. He's shooting it. That needs to be me. I'm sorry, sir. That's not going to happen because nobody's doubling DiVincenzo coming off the pick and roll. Nobody's doubling Conley coming off the pick and roll. Right? I mean, you can do some drops to the mid post and work from there. But y'all don't have those plays. That's not plays that y'all put into y'all system. So.
And they play too much one-on-one in the second half.
You get the ball and you try to get it. Just you two work together. If you're gonna do one-on-one, let the one-on-one be after you two did something.
Play pick.
I pass it to Randall. I come off, see if he gonna give it back. If not, he can pass it. Come set the screen. If they're gonna double, dive. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's called basketball. At 24-hour fitness with older guys who can't move very well. Then it just comes pick, pop, slash, duck in. It's simple.
24-hour fitness basketball.
Yeah, with the older guy, not the young niggas. The older guys that don't really want to move no more. They pass, come set the screen, get it, you dive, keep coming, hand off.
The early morning.
You see the early morning offense, man.
So we talked about Ant-Man first quarter, appeared to roll his right ankle. Has done that now in each of the Timberwolves 3 playoff series. How concerned should the Wolves be with Ant-Man's right ankle for the remainder of the series? It appeared to be bothering him at points.
No, one thing he gonna do is play. He gonna play through that. We ain't gotta worry about that. If it ain't broke, he gonna play for sure. He'll be fine.
He gonna be fine. No excuses.
Yeah, ain't nothing.
No excuse?
Yeah, no, ain't nothing.
So let's talk about the Timberwolves as a whole. Minnesota took 51 threes in the game, were outscored in the paint 54-20. So besides Ant and Julius Randle, their other 3 starters combined for 16 points, going 6 for 16 from the field, 1 for 8 from 3, while their bench trio of Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker combined to shoot 7 for 36 from the field, 5 for 28 from deep. Here are Ant's thoughts on the Thunder's defense in Game 1.
They clog the paint. That's what they do. They don't got much size down there, so they bank on us not making shots, I guess. Go to the rim, it's like 4 people in the paint, so yeah, I guess they just be clogging the paint. They put like 4 bodies in the paint, make you kick it out, so just keep making the right play. It was different. It was different every time. I mean, heavy in the gaps, sometimes trap the ball screen, sometimes don't, sometimes just run and jump. It's kind of similar to like AAU. They remind me of like an AAU defensive team, just run and jump, fly around. So it's pretty good. Good to get it out of our system in Game 1. So we'll be ready for Game 2. We should be ready.
So Wolves scored just 88 points in this game. Third time this postseason they've been held under 90 points. They're 0-3 in those games. So, Sonny, what can the Wolves...
Third time?
Third time this postseason they've scored under 90 points.
Yeah, they did one against Golden State.
One against the Lakers, one against Golden State, and one in this.
Yeah, they don't have enough scoring over there, dog.
2 88-point games, 1 85-point game, if I'm not mistaken. But 0-3 in those games this postseason. So what can the Wolves do to get more looks near the hoop and not settle for so many threes against the Thunder's AAU defense, as Ant-Man described it?
I would play Ant in the post. Get the traditional double to help figure out how they're going to scheme for that, because there's only a few ways you can. And if they do play it like they played Joker, Ant-Man is a little bit more athletic to make plays at the rim. Julius Randle is always going to be a ball stopper, but he needs to be put in a different position than that elbow. Maybe the Dirk position at the free throw line where he can operate there but not hold the ball. They try to get him the ball there sometimes, but he takes too long. DiVincenzo, to me, has kind of proven to be overrated in this trade. He's not hitting the shots that is expected. He has spurts, but he should be a knockdown, guaranteed bucket when he's open. He's not delivering. Nikhil doesn't have much expectation outside of just competing with his cousin, and I think he's been doing that. You know, he hits shots. He don't. There's not a big expectation outside of that. Nas Reed is probably the biggest one that needs to step up.
Yeah, scoreless in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Finished the game with 4 points.
He gets the ball on the post. I think he need to slow down a little bit, wait for opportunities to score, but they try to exploit mismatches, but they take too long trying to, like, establish their position and just going. Just catch and go. And I think they'll see different responses from the OKC. Because they're just, like you said, they're throwing AAU defenses at them. And I told the homies, I was like, look, first quarter, they're going to play like this. Watch, they're going to change their defense all through the game.
So let's switch over this side of the couch. Mr. B, what do the Wolves need to do to get more looks near the hoop? Stop settling for threes. Or do they keep that same strategy, just hope that they knock down more threes, 51 threes in the game?
I mean, you definitely got to hope you make more threes.
29% from 3, I believe.
I don't think he was ready for the different defenses that they were going to throw at him. You could tell in what he was saying. But I mean, making the right plays. I mean, if those guys can knock down those shots, I mean, it's a different game for sure. But I mean, you know, OKC. I mean, they're at home, man. It was game 1. They did what they were supposed to do. They came out with way more energy, and you know, they did what they were supposed to do. But I don't know if I would change too much. I mean, definitely put Ant in better situations and Randolph. But I mean, those shots are there, man. You got to take them. To me.
How about yourself? What are your thoughts on what the Wolves can do to activate their offense a little more?
To get in the lane, there's nothing they can do to get in the lane more. There's only one dude who actually can get there. I mean, Randall can get there, but for the most part, Daniels, Nas Reed, I mean, was Conley, like who are they gonna, DiVincenzo, who are they gonna use to sit there and drive and manipulate the defense? So expecting these guys to change their game overnight it just doesn't even make sense. They might need to switch their lineup a little bit because you literally have, like, if we know what Ant-Man's doing. Now, if Ant-Man is the ball handler in the half court and he's doing the pick and roll and initiating offense, then what is really Conley there for? Spot up shooting? Right? I mean, he's not a defensive stopper, he's a little, so is he there to control the tempo when he's so, you can replace him. You might put DiVincenzo there, right? See if that helps, where when I do this pick and roll and you think about doubling me, I'm passing the ball back to DiVincenzo and see if that helps his shooting.
Yeah.
And it releases me a little bit more. If not, you go with Daniels at the 2 since he's guarding the point anyway, and then put Nas Reed in and just go a lot bigger.
Yeah. But all that, I mean, at the end of the day,
Nas Reed shot how many? 11 threes?
He shot 11 threes.
1 for
so-
11. I think he was 0 for 8 from 3.
Yeah,
So it's you, Daniels. So you got Daniels, the 3-point shooter, spot up. You got Nas Reed's 3-point spot up guy, and Randall. So you don't have any dead weight out there.
Right.
But right now you have 3 guys on a team that doesn't even think about shooting the ball. That's not a good lineup because they only have one, Lou Dort. Right? He's the only guy in the starting lineup that's not really there for shooting. The other 4. They're putting the ball up a little bit.
Yeah, but Dort has the potential, though, to get
No,
out
I
of
mean,
time.
he's going to have the potential to go high.
different defense.
Conley's going to give you 7 shots max if he's going. Like, he plays with damn near perfect basketball, and you can do that coming off the bench. Changing the tempo up a little bit, trying to make the game a little bit faster, But right now, you have a lineup where you literally scored 88 points against the Lakers. You scored 88 points against Golden State Warriors, right? I mean, we expected against this team because they're the fucking #1 defense.
Yeah.
But the other two,
Neither one of those two teams you just mentioned have the top-rated defense in the
so
NBA.
you know what I mean. So the fact that you've shown that it is you struggle at scoring sometimes, and you know I'm pretty sure there's going to be another game in this series if it goes to 7 that they're going to score about 95 or lower. And the other team, they had a horrible first half, and they stayed in the game. Horrible. And when they did catch fire, game was over.
Plus 30 in the second half for the Thunder. I think that's the bigger issue.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's
Wolves can't win this series putting up.
no, they can't win this series anyway. I don't give a fuck what
48
what
to 40.
They can't win this series because if you speed the game up, it benefits OKC because they have more guys who can put the ball in the basket than you do. It's a game where you literally gonna have to. It's a grind. This is a straight Detroit 2004. I'm trying to keep everybody under 90 points game. That's gonna have to be the mindset, where it's just gonna have to be just straight lockdown defense. Because if you try to get into a running game with the team, they have the advantage where they have guys who can run. Right? You got Ant-Man. That's it. Right?
So you think if they don't change their lineup, you think it'd be over faster? Because you got them in sick. You got OKC.
They're going to catch. Listen, those guys are not going to shoot this bad. But even if they shoot distance, they still get their ass whooped. Right? This is a game where you're going to have to switch it. This is right. There's some series that you have to change shit up. There's some series where motherfucker have to be a decoy. Right? I mean, you know what I mean? This might not be your series, Ant-Man. Because their best defenders are in your position and they're loaded up. This might be Julius. This might be his window. He might have the advantage over Hartenstein and fucking Chet here.
Do you think he's looking at it like that?
No. No, but that's where it comes in with veterans that's looking, and you really have scouts that's looking. That's you being mindful, watching the game, going back. Like between now and then, he should have watched this game 4 times. Watch it 4 times. I remember. Listen, I had a reality check my first playoff game where I was averaging about 30-something against Chicago Bulls. Struggle game 1, struggle game 2. And Scottie Pippen told our trainer that, hey, if he wants to win this series, he can't be the scorer. They loading up on him. They are taking him out. So he's going to have to be a passer. So I watched those 2 games all day, just like, fuck, every time I drive, here they come, here they come, here they come, here they come, here they come. Had to be a decoy. Showed him I'm willing to pass the ball. Because, I mean, his contradiction is very different. He said, I need to get off the ball more. Then he also said, I got to shoot more. I can't only take 13 shots, so I got to shoot more. Then he said, I got to pass more. That you're not going to be able to do both, sir.
No, I think he meant finding scoring more off the ball.
Yeah.
I know what he means, but it's not reality. Because what he's looking at is off the ball guys getting all the shots. But they're getting all the shots because everybody's doubling you. Right? You can go over there all you want, motherfucker. We ain't leaving. The fuck? We just gonna double your ass from here. Ain't shit changing. So you gotta be smarter than the game plan. Motherfucker, we got a book, right? You got the book. We know everything your ass wanna do. We done seen every time you come off the left what you gonna do. When you go left, we know you gonna go this step first, right? You go this way, we know you're gonna come to this way. We know everything your ass wants to do. There's new technology. So you have to bring in a whole nother game. That's different. There's no scouting report on you posting up in the mid-post. You don't know how to do that? I'm pretty sure you do. Bring that into the game. Hit their ass with that a couple, 3, 4 times down the lane and see what happens. Run off a double screen down there. Pass the ball, cut through the lane, pop out on the baseline. Do some of that just naturally. You will see they won't have no scheme for it.
Well, we will see how the Wolves adjust in Game 2 to avoid going down 0-2 in the series.
They're not going to adjust. They're just going to hit shots.
But thanks to Mando for sponsoring today's podcast.